My name is Archie, and today, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I was thinking back to the time when I was kind of 17, 18, 19, just starting out. And hopefully, what I'll say today would be useful to someone who's in a similar situation to me. I was someone that was always interested in personal development. I was a very voracious reader. All of the things that were sort of outside of my subject area that I was meant to be studying at school. And where I am now, I'm a husband, I've got 2 kids, I'm 20 years old, I own a gym. And I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't followed some certain principles that kind of have helped me get there. And I feel very strongly, and actually what's come up today has been very relevant, very similar to all of the things that have kind of helped me get to this point. Yep, still a work in progress, but definitely have some things to pass on. So I'll tell a story. I was 23 years old, and I decided that I was going to get married, and I was going to get married to my current wife, who was a little bit older than me, and I realised that the odds were somewhat against me in many different facets. Didn't have a job, but I knew that this was absolutely something that I had to do. And I remember the phone call that was pretty awkward to Lydia's, my wife's dad, going, Brian, I would like to speak to you. And for some reason he knew what was about to happen, so he said, oh, come over. And so I popped in. He had the tea set laid out. He had the cake on the table. I remember it pretty distinctively. And I sat there and squirmed for about, well, at least a couple of minutes. And he kind of met me halfway and said, so is there anything you would like to ask me? And I said, yes, I would like to marry your daughter. And there was a moment then that I went white. And he then said, well, I'd be delighted. And then, well, the rest is history. But a lot happened, and the principle behind this was seeking out this kind of awkward conversation. And it was very scary, again, thinking about everything that was against me. But I knew that I had to do this in order, if I was to progress. And this has kind of been a theme that's run throughout everything that I've got done up until now. Has been seeking out these kind of uncomfortable moments. And I'm sure that everyone's kind of experienced that conversation that you don't want to have with someone, or you've got to go and do something you just really don't want to do. And this is very, very much a theme in terms of achieving anything. But have I been told that age 15, 16, I think I would hopefully have been able to progress a little bit faster. And I think that certainly talking about actually going and finding these kind of awkward things that we really want to sort of go and do, or that we know we need to do but we kind of been avoiding, is crucial to your growth. And no matter what the outcome has been for any of the conversations, and I'll give you another example. So I sat down with one of my oldest members at the gym that I run, and I was going to practically double his pricing overnight, but I knew I had to do it because I was having to provide for my family, and I had to make ends meet, and I had to charge and value myself enough. And I sat down with him, and I was, again, equally as afraid, but the conversation went well, and kind of sat there, all right, so you've got to, so I've got to charge £90 a month, all right, okay, that's fine. Well, just make sure you're going to get some new kit then. And I was like, all right, okay, fine, done. So, and we got it sorted, although things have happened since then that meant that it was more challenging with the business, and I had people leave, and the atmosphere of the gym certainly changed for me. It's a lot better now, and I think that regardless of whatever you're trying to go after, these awkward conversations are fundamental to that growth, and it's really, really important to think about that. So, so this is kind of where I want to progress towards valuing your interests. So certainly when you're looking at kids that are kind of growing up now, we're preparing them for things that we're not even sure what kind of careers they're going to be doing. I never, at 19, 17, would have thought that I'd be a gym owner and a coach at this point in my life. And that was because the job didn't really exist, certainly within this area. It's really, really crucial that we're educating our kids to be curious, because everything that I'm applying to helping people learn now with regards to diet, with regards to behavioural change, is all to do with stuff that I was reading outside of all the subjects that I was studying. And it was just because I wasn't really aware that this was actually something I could make money in. And I think that's really, really crucial certainly for younger kids, that we want to be able to, we really, really want to be listening to what their interests are. Don't go and ask them what they want to do at uni. Go and ask them what they're interested in, because that was what I would have benefited from when I was at that age. And the last thing is all to do with this idea of not giving up. And there have been moments that you might think that, sorry, my mouth is very dry, may I grab some water? Can I just do that? Because otherwise you're not going to hear me properly. That's better. Right. One of the things that a few years ago I bought my business partner out. I've only been 18 months into business, and this was kind of a duck and cover kind of thing, because I spent about 6 months thinking about it, and then about a week writing an email, and then ended up having my wife rewrite it because it was no good, and then I just hit send, and then just literally kind of put my head down and wasn't really sure what to do, and it opened a whole can of worms. And in the end, I wasn't able to fulfill my promises, and this kind of led to very much a sort of bidding war between me and my business partner. At the time, I thought I was going to lose everything. I literally did. I didn't have any job prospects. We just had a newborn. I had 2 small boys, and so my wife couldn't really work, and she was absolutely doing her best, but it was very much down to me to hold up the end of the bargain and provide for them. And there were moments when I did think that, what's the point? I could give up on this and just sell the other half to him and be done with it. I wouldn't know what to do. And it was only that last extra kind of step that I took that made all the difference to actually being able to buy the gym. And we're still running, we're still open, and we have great members, and it's one of the most fulfilling jobs that I've ever done, and I couldn't think of anything else that I'd rather do. And so the whole idea is basically just keep going, and that's what I tell my clients. If you're failing your diet, how many times everyone's probably failed their diet at some point, or tried to lose weight or get fitter, and I work with this on a daily basis. But the difference that it makes in terms of achieving something and not is just the ability to keep going. It doesn't matter how hard or how many times you fail, just take that extra step and you'll get there. So anyway, but thank you so much for letting me be here. I hope that it's been something useful to you. So thank you.
Thank you.